Hello everyone! Today we are building the Colosseum. Kinda crazy, kinda random, but let me explain. So I wanted to do a more complicated build, but I also really wanted to do something with like greco-roman architecture because that's fun, very pretty, and I wanted to do a famous landmark, something that was harder, something I could add more detail to. Not sure if this was a great choice, but I was sort of inspired by some of the very intricate Sims builds you do see. So I was like, hey, let's build the Colosseum. Why not? So I did. But today we're going to be talking about summer, because it's summer, so I'm going to talk about my summer and things that have happened to me so far, because I've had some pretty funny stories, and also just want to sort of check in, tell you how my summer experience is going. Right? Cool. But first, I want to explain something. Maybe it's not super confusing since I haven't made a lot of videos, so you don't really know what to expect from me, but last week's video was a little different in the sense that I didn't do a voiceover, whereas I did in my first video. Well, secret, that was not my first video. I've tried to make a lot of other videos that I've come back, decided it was terrible, so I've restarted my channel, made everything private. It's still there, it's just not that good. I mean, don't really, it's terrible. Let's just leave it at that. So last week's video, I was just, honestly, I had like nothing that week. I was doing nothing, so I was just like, it was very like dead. I was like super like exhausted for no reason. So I just decided, let's just put some jazz music in the background. That'll be fun, right? Yeah. So now on to my topic, summer. I'm gonna talk about some 4th of July stories, because that was like 2 days ago, and they're pretty funny. So, 4th of July, right? It's cool, but I've never really done anything that big. At one point, I would go to my mom's office and we would watch the fireworks from up high in the office. But then me and my family decided to start going to like a camp annually, and that was during the 4th of July, so we just sort of had 4th of July there. We've stopped going for a couple years for, I don't really exactly remember why, but we haven't really gone back. And so maybe like the past 2 years, including this, so like last year, we had a barbecue. That's all cool, but it's just not very like 4th of July-ish. And since this week, I've been hanging out with like a lot of like people and at a camp. So I've been hearing like, oh, I'm gonna go do a float with this person who's actually physically next to me, who's one of my best friends, and the person who's talking is like one of my best friends. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna go do a float with person. I don't know, that's not a good name, but like, she was gonna go do it with one of my friends. And I was like, oh, kind of feeling left out. And then my other friend's like, oh yeah, we always go to the fair and we spray paint my dog different colors. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. So I was like, because I don't really have anything to do, I was just gonna like go home and like do a barbecue. But it's not just a barbecue, it's a barbecue with only my family who I already see a lot, so like no extended family. So it was just kind of sad. I was feeling kind of sad. And then I get out of camp and I see this text message from my friend. And it's like, so, what are you doing tomorrow? Because it was the day before 4th of July. And I was like, I wanted to be inconspicuous, because I didn't want to like make her think I had something to do, because I felt like, you know, she posed it like she was going to invite me someplace. I didn't really want to like make it seem like I had something to do in case she's like, oh, well, I guess she's busy. I'm gonna go invite another person, because you know that's the thing you do. Like, you go ask people, oh, are you busy? Do you want to come do this? But I technically was, but it wasn't like anything that I had deemed important. So I was trying to be inconvenient. So I was like, why does it concern you? And like, stupidest phrase of words I could have ever said. But I did, and it was kind of, it's kind of funny. Gosh, why did I say that? It was very stupid. But anyway, I'd sent the text, and she was like, oh yeah, come go to this fair with us. And I was like, that's cool. This is the friend who said she was gonna go spray paint her dog. And so, that was cool. I was excited, because I was finally gonna get to do something. And that was all good. We sort of arranged plans. She said she'd pick me up at 8. All good. But you see, the problem lies in the fact that I thought she meant 8 p.m. because I thought we were gonna go see the fireworks and then come back. But she meant 8 a.m. because she had to do the dog show and a whole ton of other stuff. So she showed up at my house and I was asleep. Like, asleep. Luckily, I'm like upstairs, so I like didn't see her. That would have been awkward. But I had to like go later, and it was like, ugh, I kind of died when I heard like that I slept out of my friends coming there because I was very embarrassed. That was fun. And so I want to tell one last. I mean, not last, maybe. Yeah. We get to the fair. I get to the fair, we finally find her, took us like a while, and we hang out, and then we meet our other friends, the ones who are making a float, they were making a float, and I was like, oh cool, we happen to be literal, like, next in line, because we were both a part of this, like, parade. There were like the floats, and my friend had her dog. We were both part of the parade, and we had like parade numbers, and our parade numbers happened like there was no planning this. They just happened to be next to each other. So that was so cool because we knew that they were there now. So we knew that, oh, our friends are here. We should like go look for them later. Oh, like, so lucky, because then we had other people to hang out with, and we sung "This Land Is Your Land" over and over and over and over again, which is fun. Like, old for us, but not old for everybody else, because we were going like in a line, so we only heard it like 50 times. They only heard it like maybe 3 or 4. But yeah, because we were in front of them, they were playing the guitar. If I didn't mention this, but we all were all going to this theater camp. That's where we were hanging out. So we were all pretty good singers. So we were singing with them because it's fun. And then we go back to like this tent they have that's like its main base, like base of operations. And we're like, we should go do something. So we played cards, and then we got bored, and we were just sort of like moping on the floor. Very sad. Then I was like to my friend, we should really get up, otherwise we're not going to do anything. So we got up, and we walk outside, and lo and behold, our friends are outside. Like, who would have thought? What? It's like such a coincidence, because, like, dang. God, like, otherwise we wouldn't have done anything. Like, so we meet up with our friends, and they tell us about this thing called like family games, which is like a thing where you go do like games and stuff. So we sort of hung out with them. We did the family games, which included potato sack race, 3-legged race, and watermelon eating contest. I joined in all of them. Uh, the sack race, it was kind of terrible at. Three-legged race, I was really good for like one part, and I did terrible, and I did it twice, and that happened with both people. I did it twice because one of my friends who was there, because we met up with a large group of people, one of my friends that was there didn't have a partner originally, so I like did it twice so that because there was an uneven amount of people. And then I did that. It was fun. It was terrible at watermelon eating. And then we go back to the tent. I was like, let's get some ice cream. So our friends who we did the family games with, they were going home early, so we bid adieu, and then we went to go get ice cream. And we got our ice cream, which was soft serve, and we go back up to the tent, and we sit down, and we're just having a conversation. But here's the problem. The tent, one of the stakes, it wasn't staked down very well. So it was one of the sides were up. So they tried to weigh it down with a wagon, but that didn't work. So we're in there eating our ice cream, which is melting because it's soft serve, and it's a waffle cone. And it had a big hole at the bottom, so it's melting through the bottom. We're trying to eat our ice cream as fast as possible, and then the tent's blowing down. So we got out of there pretty quick. We saved a ton of stuff. Before we got out, we tried to weigh down one of the porters with their dog's pet bowl, and we spilled it everywhere. We spilled it all over the tent. We got a ton of stuff wet, but we packed everything up, put it in this wagon, and we got out of there. But it's pretty funny because now I have this image in my head of my friend eating this giant thing of ice cream while holding up the tent because the stakes were hitting her on the head. So she's just sitting there trying to finish this ice cream with a sad face. It's a lot funnier in person. But I think we're almost about done. I tried to do my best with landscaping and such. Yeah, I think we're gonna go on to the screenshots.